Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Sadhana and welcome to my channel. Today I'm here doing live readings. We are entering the energy of the full moon. And so this is a wonderful opportunity to align your question with the energy of the full moon. And if you need help doing that, I'm more than happy to help you with the formulation of your question. And I thought I would start today with a group reading. Welcome to Audrey and IT Guy. Hello. And those of you that are in the background, just listening and watching, it feels to me, and I've been reading a lot of people's blog posts that are coming up over this full moon energy. And I just came off Facebook. I was on a live reading on somebody else's channel. There's a lot of emotion right now it's almost like it needs to be diffused, but in the energy of the full moon, it needs to be released in kind of in alignment with your purpose. And I know that sounds kind of hokey, but you need to go into not you, but we, humankind needs to go into the depths and be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I think that's what I'm trying to say. That's the essence of the message. To understand the discomfort and to get to know the discomfort. And I know a lot of people have been in discomfort for an extended period of time, but right now this is coming to a peak and this is truly beginning to shift. And to make sure that you have fully integrated and understood what this experience has been for you, not necessarily for the collective, but for you. And so I'm going to pull a few cards just to get some clarity around what it is, what in the world I'm trying to say here. So welcome. And I see JK's there. I'm going to start with JK today because I know JK got shortchanged last time. This is really interesting. So I pulled out Tarot of the She in this last broadcast that I was on. And so I have very similar kind of messages here. All right. So the piece about the inner reflection. Wow. Okay. So sitting in the discomfort, I want to carry on with what I was saying because I think this is a really important message. We have a tendency to want to get away from it, to do something else, to not be with the discomfort. And so if we can be with the discomfort and if we're going to move through it with healing, not with avoidance. Move through it with self-care, not with excessiveness. Move through it with things that make your physical body feel lighter and brighter and stronger, not heavier and not heavy physically, but like really be in charge of your healing. We've been through this together and we will continue to go through it sometime, but there's this real opportunity right now for you to shift something. And if you have been kind of waiting to receive and feeling like it's somebody's got to do something for you, that's not the message here. The message here is for you to step into that, for you to take charge of your wellness and your healing and how you feel. Okay, so the first part is that if you have been avoiding the discomfort, to spend some time with it. So journaling is a beautiful way. Being alone and being in silence is super important. So those are where these aha moments come. Okay, and then through this, you are going to receive the most beautiful blessing. It's like it's right there, but you need to sit with it just for a little bit. And so in the energy of this full moon, embrace the discomfort and allow it to move through you. And perhaps using that as a mantra. Allow the discomfort to move through me. I give myself permission to move through the discomfort. So, yeah, that's exactly what I want to say. Okay, so we're going to get to the readings. And as always, I'm so happy when you guys pay it forward. So you can either make a contribution, a donation through one of the links below, super stickers, anything like that. Or if that's not possible right now, then you pay it forward through some kindness to another. So let me say hello to everyone who's here. Alrighty. Gaurav, welcome. Nanseva, nice to have you here. JK. Hello, Marina. Hello, I haven't seen you for a while, Marina. Welcome. Alrighty, so I'm going to start with JK today because I know JK got missed last time. All right. And I'm assuming this is the same JK. If it's not the same JK that didn't get a reading last week, please let me know. And I'm going to try to do a better job of going down to the bottom of the comments as well, too. Queen Dior, hello. Welcome to you as well. Okay, so a message for JK. I think I'm just going to kind of stick with tarot, the she. It feels like, you know, the energy around the full moon is potent, and this is just such a potent deck. So JK, take a breath. This is a message for you from Spirit. Lightness. I sense a real sense of lightness with you. Something about the lunar side of the body, the left side of the body. And the first thing that came up for me was just a reminder to be listening really carefully. Okay. So I'm kind of building on the previous message. So there's a sense of balance. So as we move through the stuff we've been working with, we don't want to release the darkness. We want to, I feel like today's messages are going to be a little bit complicated, so bear with me here. The shadow side of ourselves, the side of ourselves, the habits, the patterns that are most challenging are a part of who we are. And those patterns, we can shift them and look at them from a different perspective. But that's just a different perspective. Remember that all of these experiences have a wholeness to them. And so if you are feeling sad, the contentedness is right there. And the sadness and the contentedness are part of the whole experience. And so there's something about the whole experience and being in the whole experience. So much moon energy. You are at a major shift right now. Major shift. So this is definitely the I'm going to step back a little bit. So the major shift is not okay. I told you this is going to happen today. You're ready for a big shift. And in order for this shift to happen, you need to take charge. You need to decide to move forward to the end. The end is right there, and the end is definitely a possibility. Whatever that ending is representing for you in your life. And it is in your highest interest to move toward it courageously. and with trust, right? And not get distracted and get scattered and go in another way. So your message is to focus on, now this could be something small. It could be just a matter of winding something up, but it feels like there is a major completion that is right there. And you need to be brave enough to go through and towards that completion. So I hope that makes sense for you at this time. So thanks, JK. Alrighty. Just have a feeling these are going to be deep today. It's the full moon energy. Yeah. All right. So Natseba, I did answer a question for you last time, so I will probably go through and just see who else hasn't had a question for a while. Audrey, haven't answered yours for a while. You have a very specific question. What will be revealed over the course of this full and waning moon? Do you mind doing a 5-card spread, one for each element and ether over all? I can do that really quick, and this is a perfect deck to do that. So let's start with water, because that is the element, you know, of the shadow of the full moon. So for the element of water, so this is for Audrey. All right, so for the element of water, the Lover's card. The Lover's card. The thing about this card, and so I pulled Temperance, there's all kind, the cards that are coming up today are really focusing on this balance. And I think the element of water is the recognizing that. So let's go to the second chakra. And this is, yes, this is about relationships. And this lover energy, I really feel, is about this acknowledgement of the whole and the wholeness of you. And I was talking about this earlier. So this message may be coming through throughout today. So I'm going to go to fire and air and ether and earth. So in the element of fire, we have the Magician. Air is Maker 6. Overall Spirit is Warrior 3. And Earth is Warrior Prince. This is also a card that's come up a couple times today already too. So you have this in the Earth element. So this is over the next 2 weeks. So what I feel about this is that to not let things get boggy. So you can take this quite literally if you live somewhere where it's quite rainy, to bring in the heat, to bring in the fire, right? The Warrior Prince in this deck is super, it's an action, right? It's action oriented. So to keep the energy of the earth moving, not let things get stagnant. And in the element of fire, the Magician is saying that same sort of thing. So get out your toolbox. And this is the time to move forward. Now, usually while the moon is waning, it is not in anybody's highest interest to be overly active. We want to be working with the cycles of the moon. So you can take this as quiet planning, behind the scenes planning. And through your, I don't know, do some diagrams and journaling and make the planning really active and vibrant and visual. And so that when we get to the new moon in September, you can just you're totally ready to go for it. The element of air is generosity. Generosity. So Maker 6, this is the 6 of Pentacles on this deck. So there seems to be, with everything that I've said, a sense of you being in service. So whatever this is that's being cultivated, it's about you giving back. And then the overall message from ether is the balance of all of this. So the warrior 3, the keyword is alignment. But it's like, in a lot of decks, you see a triangle, you see something that you're moving through, and the ship is just coming in. And in this one, we have this beautiful gateway. And so this is exactly what this next 2 weeks is about. It's about this gateway that you are preparing for. Okay, so I hope that that's really nice, really beautiful. Yeah, love it. So thank you for that very specific request. Earth, warrior prince. Water is the lovers. Fire is the magician. Air is maker 6, and spirit is warrior 3. Yeah. Okay, that was fun. Thanks. Alrighty. So I hope you're all doing well. And if anybody's new here, let me know where you are in the world. And Gaurav is still wondering about Shilpi. Shilpi. You're not in contact. Okay. You're not in contact. So as I was saying, this is a really emotional time, right? This full moon energy, a lot of emotions can be arising, and it's hard to be in your discomfort. So I hope you heard that message. Be in your discomfort. Be in your discomfort. I'm kind of being drawn to the Gaian Tarot, which feels really feminine. So I'm going to ask, just going to pull a couple cards. So this is around Shilpi. If Shilpi's higher self has any messages for Gaurav. There's a reason you're not in contact right now. Okay. Does Shilpi's higher self have any messages for Gaurav? It's very positive, Gaurav. It's joyful. It's harmonious. It's beauty. It's love. So I'm not sure why you're not in contact. Maybe on some level, she wants to be in contact with you, but it's just not possible. Maybe there are external pressures that are not allowing this relationship to blossom. But if this message is in alignment with Shilpi's higher self, this is very much a message of connection and joy and love and beauty and heart. So I would take that. But, sometimes the bigger picture, there's other forces that are a part of this. So she feels tremendous amount of love and beauty towards you and what could be a relationship. But I don't know what is going on in the background. So yeah, I'm going to show you so this is the Gaian Tarot. This is the Sun card. It's just so very, very joyful. And then you have 2 sixes, 6 of water and 6 of earth. And I don't know if you read the tarot or not, but 6s are about beauty. 6s are about the heart chakra. 6s are about love. 6s are about harmony. And in both of these pictures, there's so much connection. So don't lose hope. And know that even if you can't be together, she feels amazing things for you. So thank you. You're welcome, JK. And thank you for the super chat, Penelope. I'm just going to scroll down here because I know Penelope, we talked. Where are you? Okay. So Penelope, I'll get to your question next. I'm just going to see what Marina has to say here. Okay, thanks, Penelope. Marina, oh, good. It's not a question, but I'm glad you're here. Yes, time zone differences. So I work with people all over the world, and I know, and I've made mistakes in different, it's hard. It's hard to connect sometimes when we're in different time zones. So I'm glad your garden is going well. Let me know if you have a question. I'm happy to answer that for you today. Hello, Apurva. So I answered this question last time, Penelope. Let's just see if we can get some clarification on this. And bring to mind so all of you, it's important because there is, every single time I do these live readings, and it's the same when there also is, like if I was in your living room and we were doing a group message with a circle of friends or with your family. Whew. Sorry, sometimes my, sometimes the energy here gets distracting because it's too much. It's too much. I'm just gonna. Okay. All right. So in the watery energy of the full moon of September 1st, what is coming for Penelope? Guardian of Earth. So abundance. And in this deck, it's a reminder that abundance is not always monetary. And know that the Sun card again. Explorer of Earth as well too. So a deep sense of connection with the Earth is going to support you through the next 2 weeks. And so the reminder at the full moon is to connect with the planet, to connect with your garden, to connect with animals and everything that reminds you of the Earth, to connect with your family, your children, and to find the joy in all of those things. So the element of Earth is about the safety and the support of our tribe, whatever your tribe is. And that can be family, that can be your community, that can be circles of friends. And so to really be with those people who love you and who've always been there for you. And if you're not in connection with them, to reach out to them, because there is a tremendous sense of joy that will be gained through that. Beautiful. I'm so glad I let this deck out. Yeah. This is the Llewellyn version of the deck. And it shuffles beautifully. So thanks. Okay. So Amy has a question about her path. And let's go there. I also want to let you know that Elaine is here as well, and Antima, hello, welcome. Bettina, welcome. Nice to have you all here. And there's 14 of us here. So 15 of us, including me. I'll do my best to get to everybody's questions. So thank you. Thank you for your patience. And please listen carefully to others' messages as well too, because there's something in that for you without a doubt. without a doubt. 2 of Earth. I love this card. Well, actually, a couple of them fell out. 2 of Earth and 4 of Fire, but this one was on top. Something about the Earth element is important this full moon. So when I think of the full moon, I think of the element of water, of course, because it's connected to the tides and the lunar side of the body. But all right, so let's go to this question. Am I on the right path if I pursue my training in therapy? So we're looking for some insight into career, life path. All right, Amy. Amy, do I know you? I know one Amy that spells her name that way. Just wondering where you're from. Okay, therapy. I feel the energy actually of all of you very light today. I feel, so maybe this is specifically for you, Amy, a lightness in my heart. So that reflects balance. It reflects clarity of the heart space. It feels peaceful. So in answer to your, in response to your question, interesting. Okay. Just give me a second here. Ooh. Have you been thinking of other paths, other choices? It looks like at this time, there's a few different things that are arising. It's definitely time to be moving forward, though. It's time to be. It looks like a few different things have been presented. And so now is the time to cut to the chase. Now is the time to decide and to move forward, even though you don't know exactly how this is going to turn out. And so there is this message for you about the connection between the mind and the rational mind, the intellectual mind, and the wisdom, right? Because there can be a disconnect between the rational side and the wisdom. And so that's the place where you need to sit right now in your discomfort, right? So let's look at what we've got here. I would definitely say yes. And I've got quite a little mixture of cards here. But over here on the right, I have the 4 of Cups, which is a great card to come up when you're asking about mental health. So in therapy, we're dealing with mental health. I've also got the High Priestess card here, which is the last card I put down. So it feels like a yes for me. And you have a lot of lovely qualities that are going to keep this job. You're going to keep this job that will make you unique and especially qualified in this job. So 2 of your characteristics that are shining through are the Son of Pentacles, which is the person who takes their time, who does things thoroughly, who doesn't try to rush through the process, so makes clients feel seen and heard. Somebody who's going to be you're going to stay with it for a long time, right? It's a stick-with-itness. Also, the Queen of Wands is a little bit feisty. And the Queen of Wands is going to be able to tell the the professors, going to be able to tell the clients, going to be through the practicums, is going to be able to tell the fellow students, everybody in your surroundings, I don't know, just what you think, and to feel okay questioning what is in the textbook and so forth. So yeah, so it feels like it's a bit of a process, but long term, this is kind of exactly where you need to be. And that to not lose sight of your inner strength, the wisdom, the intuition, the inner knowing of the high priestess, because that's what's going to carry you through this. But there's so many lovely qualities here. So yes is the answer. Thank you. All right. What deity have you been trying to connect with? Yeah. Katie, do you have do you have any goddess cards? Anything like that? I don't have any of those on my table right now. So I'm going to look to that. So we'll look to elemental energy to answer that question. Can look to the energy of the chakras. I'm going here, heart. So I don't know what pantheon of gods or goddesses you connect with. So this is going to be the goddess of love. The goddess of love in one of those. You know, who was it? I think when I was doing so one of the Reiki systems that I'm in alignment with is the Holy Fire. And when I was doing my Holy Fire 3 upgrade, we were doing a meditation. And one of the most beautiful things that came through was this image of this big happy family of all these sages and wise ones from different disciplines. Jesus walking hand in hand with Shiva. Parvati, I don't know, just standing alongside Isis, things like that, like this inner connection. But it feels definitely like a goddess of love. So I'm going to just pull one card for you, and what I'm looking for is the symbol of air, because air is for the heart chakra. This is the element for the heart, and so that will just kind of confirm what I'm looking for. So yeah, so element of air. So this is not the element of air, but I want you to look at the card, and this feels like deep connection. So just look at the artwork. We have a strong sense of connection between the divine feminine, the divine masculine. This beautiful balancing of all of the elements. And so in this space, we have that symbol of the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming together in unity. So it feels like in your meditation, in your prayers, to be addressing any one of the goddesses of love that feel in alignment with your beliefs. Okay? Thank you. Katie. Thank you. Sorry, I don't always see your responses right away. Gayleen just had a dream about grandma. Okay. All right. So let's go to Gayleen. You had a dream about your grandma's funeral, and it wasn't the setting that her funeral was in. What does this mean? Okay. What does this mean? So if anybody else wants to offer a response to Galen, go ahead and do that. So in our dreams, and this is my take on it because I have very vivid dreams, and I do deep reflection sometimes about why I've gone to the certain places that I have gone. And so your grandmother and you had a connection in your dream. And so, first of all, that is the most important thing. What's going on in the background is a blending of your memories with your grandma. It's a blending of things that you haven't let go of. So it might be something that your grandmother wants you to see, or perhaps a visualization of how you would have wanted the funeral to be. But more than anything, it feels like the perfect meeting place for the two of you. And it also, to me, I'm sensing that, like, I see a candle, I see an altar, I see a photograph, I see something about recreating that setting in your space, in your 3 dimension. So I find a lot of time people, they have pictures of family, but it's not a practice to light a candle in front of the ancestors every day. It's not a practice to go and talk to them every day, or to bring flowers to them, or to bring water to them. And so it feels like that's all that grandma wants. Grandma wants you to, and this is also about you listening a little more, being a little more quiet. So I'm just going to pull one card for you. There's something about that. I don't know. Let's go big. Go big or go home, Marielle. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to go to my dream deck, which is right here. Yeah. My dream. And I'm going to put the 3 cards because I pulled these cards earlier for myself today. If you have Oracle decks, or if you work with card decks, and you want some recommendations for decks to work with in dreams, I can do that. And this is one of them. This is the Philarcos Tarot. So is there any further clarification for this message for Galen in her dream with her grandma, and perhaps her surprise or discomfort with the shift in setting for the funeral? Maybe her happiness. Maybe she was happy to see that. Okay. So yeah, it just feels like a direct communication, Galen. Like the gift, like just a gift of connection. And so I wouldn't read too much into that, and just know that your grandmother was there with you, and to really embrace that connection. So that was her way of reaching out to you. And this card is so beautiful. It's like a touch of grace, and being okay with touching grace. Audrey says, after that reading, I just saw my second bird of the day perched next to the sidewalk at about chest level, staring at me. That's beautiful. So I can share with you a little bit about animals and signs. I think that's a really good thing to do for everybody right now. So this week, This week, I have had a few different experiences with, thank you, Amy, very much. Appreciate it. And Allie, I see you have a super chat as well too. So I will get to you in a second. Persephone. Sorry. Oh my goodness. So I was going to tell you about, what I want to say is, and I mentioned this, I don't know if any of you saw the when I was on an hour ago, when we are in the presence of animals, animal totems, so we see them in the three-dimensional world, it's really important for me, stop, and if possible, sit. Step back perhaps and be, because there is this, you will start to get feelings from the animal and a sense of, for me, it's like a whoosh, this connection. And depending on where I feel it is how I pick up on the message. But the most important thing is to stop, not just go, oh yeah, there's a beautiful hummingbird. I've been seeing hummingbirds. Like, sit in the presence of the hummingbirds. I have a tree out back, and it's a little bit past the season now, but it's full. It's a lindel tree, full of bees, just buzzing. And so one of my favorite things to do in the summer is to sit underneath the tree, close my eyes, and just hear all that buzzing. It just it feels like such healing magic. And so if you can, to pause and be with the animals and not rush by them, there's so much medicine in that. So yeah. Okay, so where are we in this? I'm going to go and see what's happening. I will get to that next super chat. 1 second. Let me just go one more up here. Bettina from England. She would love to know if my new job is going to work out fine. Okay. So yes or no questions. Yes or no questions can be yes or no. Is it going to work out fine? One of the things I do when I work with, so I also do like oracle card and tarot tutoring privately. I'm also in the process of writing some content to do some group teachings and to put some mentoring up on my website. So we can do, we can chat in a Zoom meeting and do some group mentoring. I do a lot of this in person, but I have just so many more international clients now. So I really want to do the Zoom workshops. So what I was saying is part of this is learning how to formulate a question that the cards respond to best. So yes or no questions. It's not how the tarot works. Tarot always gives way more information than that. So for example, what is the energy around my new job? Or what do I need to know about my new job? And with the general sense of your new job, Bettina, I can, so this is for Bettina. Teamwork. It feels like you might have to let go of expectations. You might have to let go of expectations. So if you've come into the job with certain ideas, this might be an opportunity for you to completely grow and to see something, to learn something that you weren't expecting to learn. So I would say yes, but I don't know your personality. So if that is way out of your comfort zone, then for you, it's going to feel like a no. So the energy around this job is about to reveal something. It's about to help you shift your perception. So working with the team is really important, and to be open to being a team player and to supporting other people and all of that. So that connection, yeah, it feels like you are going to learn so much about yourself, and to trust. It's really important to trust in your wisdom. You know what you're doing. You've come to the right place, but there might have to be some shift of expectations. So yeah, this is the Sasarabito Tarot, and the cards I drew for you are the Three of Pentacles. And the Eight of Cups is just such a brilliant card in this deck. This is the Eight of Cups. And so there's really some sense of release, some sense of letting go of something you've been holding on to for a long time. And then the High Priestess. So the High Priestess definitely feels like a yes to me in this particular situation. All right. So I'm going to come back up to Antima, and I'm just going to scroll down because there's a couple of super chats which I will get to. So just one. Amy's is a thank you, and Allie. All right, Allie. Let's go to Allie. Can I know how Alex thinks of me as a person? Okay, Allie. Oh, I'm glad that makes sense, Bettina. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm sighing. I want to tell you why I'm sighing. And I've talked about this before many times. So this kind of question implies some kind of insecurity, some kind of so in the solar plexus chakra, there's not that strong sense of warrior, there's not that strong sense of self. Like, I've got this. I'm okay exactly as I am. I am whole. I am perfect. I'm on my path. And I trust. And I trust. So when and it's not just you, Allie, people ask this kind of question all the time. People are wondering, what do other people think of me? And I've already answered one today too. What, in your case, what does Alex think of you? So especially if we're talking about relationship, the most important medicine for you is to do some self-care and some reflection on because I'm assuming, I shouldn't assume, you want Alex to love you, you want Alex to like you. That's the underlying message here, but I could be wrong. I should scroll down and just double check that. Just let me go down and go ahead and post your comment. And that is so with the self-care and the looking after yourself is to really love, so if it's not that, whatever you want Alex to show you, that's what you need to show Alex. And that's what you need to show yourself. So if you want Alex to think you are generous, you be generous to yourself. If you want Alex to think you're beautiful and beautiful of heart, you be kind and loving to yourself and to others, and you reflect that internal beauty. Okay, so that mirror. So if you want Alex to love you, you love you. You love you. Okay. So I'm going to pull a couple cards, but it's just really important medicine in case anybody else out there is asking a similar question today. All right. So Alex's higher self and guides, if you have a message for Ali, please let that be revealed. This is a very heart-centered day. He might be a little nervous around you. I feel like fluttery energy here. And I don't usually do this with the cards, but today I just feel like this is exactly what I need to do with the cards. I'm going to go right here. So he's kind of in what do I want to say? He's in a place of he's considering the relationship. He's trying to look at the relationship from a different angle. Like he's in the process of trying to figure out what he wants to do. And this might be a new kind of experience for him, or something about this experience is. So I've got the Fool over here on the right. The Fool is moving into the reading. You've got the Hanged Man and the Fool. So it's like he needs some space right now. He needs some space to figure out exactly how he wants this to play out. And how he feels about you isn't clear. What is clear is that he's ready to start fresh. Whether he's ready to start fresh with you or not isn't clear, but he's ready to start. Through his time, through the space you give him, he will be ready to start anew. I'm saying with you because the Fool is moving into the reading, not away from the reading. But it feels like the best gift you can give him now is one of space. And so all those things I said before are really important. So you start to cultivate that love within yourself and give him a little bit of time to figure out, because what he's figuring out right now might have nothing to do with you. It might be some deep stuff that you know nothing about. So that's my best advice for you at this time. Okay, so I am going to scroll back a little bit here. And Marg, I don't think I said hello to you. My voice tarot, hello and welcome. Alrighty. All right, so Antima was asking about her exams. Does my exams of MBBS on September 13 going well or not? Well, that depends. Are you prepared? Are you prepared? Do you want them to go well? Right? Seems like silly questions. If you're prepared and you want them to go well, they'll go well. So, setting yourself up for success. Okay, something totally different is coming through here. This has been hard for you, okay? Perhaps letting go of some of the always wanting to be in control is one of the best things that could happen for you. It's almost like if these exams didn't go well, if you could let go of the expectations of these exams not going well, you would feel so much better. Then you could go in another direction, go in the direction that you always wanted to go in. Like, I'm really feeling like you need to let something go. You need to let go of the control, the need to control, the need to know, the need to be in charge. Stop making lists. Throw your planner away. Do what you want to do. Like, give yourself a break. So even if the exams go well, it feels like you need some space. You need some space. So I don't know where to go with this. Okay. So this is a yes or a no question, and I want to help you get clarity on this. So I hope that makes sense. And maybe deep within your heart, you've been doing something or preparing for something that you were expected to prepare for, not what you really wanted to do. And I think that's part of what I'm saying. But will the exams themselves go well is the question here. Will the exams go well? Will the exams go well? I can also use my pendulum as well too. Yeah. Yeah, a Father of Swords, Hierophant. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like you got this. Looks like you got this. But after the exams, there's this like, it's like you're broken. You need to nourish, you need to recharge. And so that's really, really important. And maybe that's, that's also why I'm feeling. So the answer is yes. But the message about prioritizing your wellness is really, really important at this time. So please, please, please make some space for that in your life. Okay? Thank you so much. Thanks for reaching out today. Intense day, Elena. So your new working place. Okay, I can do that. Hello, Dion. Hello. All right, so Dion. Sorry, not Dion, Elena. Advice on your new working place. I just want to see about. Okay. I'm just looking back at your question from August 18th. You were sad. So I hope you're feeling a little bit better. And if you are still in that despair, were you on at the beginning? I was talking about that to really make sure that this feels like this full moon energy feels like there's going to be a huge shift. And it's really important that we've all felt what we need to feel. Because on the other side, there's so much beauty, but the feeling of all the emotions is really important. So this is a reading for Elena, advice on her new working place. Advice on Elena's new working place. Do you have advice on Elena's new working place? Advice on Elena's new working place. sometimes it's actually really challenging to pick up on the messages. And I need to kind of listen to everything that's moving through me. So one is to not be a doormat, And if something is making you, something from your past being triggered, so it's important that you speak up. A few seconds ago, I was like swallowing. And swallowing is like suppressing the voice. So to find a way with kindness, with respect, to share what you need to share. Whoa, this is quite a kind of evolutionary kind of reading. So this is the end of the crap. It's the end of, like, it feels like you've gone through quite a period, quite a challenging period. And the first card is the 10 of Swords. So it's an acknowledgement of the end of the everything, right? All of the mental chatter, all of the, perhaps the inability to communicate well. The Swords is about communication. It's about thought. It's about words. It's about documents. It's about all of that. So it feels like it's the, I don't like to swear on YouTube, right? It's the end of all of that stuff you don't want to deal with anymore. And sometimes we've been in the discomfort so long that we're comfortable in the discomfort. We're used to things going bad and we start to get this negative attitude. So I want you to know that it's time for this to close. It's time for this to be over. And it's time to let it go. It's time to, this is also about kind of like a stab in the ego. What I was saying to somebody previously was that letting go of control, letting go of needing to be in charge. So yeah, speak your voice, but you don't have to like be in everybody else's business either. It's about you. So you've made this journey, this big journey, and now here you are at this place. You've got this job, this new workplace. So celebrate it. Be grateful. You've landed, and so be here. And it feels like you're going to be here for a while. And you're going to find some sense of comfort and a sense of being at home and peace. And there's probably going to be this nagging. You're going to be worried about all that stuff that you've been going through. So the practice is in letting that go. And tomorrow is a perfect time to do that. So perhaps make a list. 3 things that you are so done with. You are so ready to let go of. And, go out in the full moon and quite literally give it away. Because now here you are at this place and you might not be appreciating it because you're clinging on to the all that stuff you were going through. But it's over. It's done. It's done. Finito. And now is a new chapter. And so the place that you're at is to be in gratitude for all of that. And I absolutely love the universe card in this deck. It's so beautiful. You can see the light of illumination, the beautiful cabin here in the mountains, the sense of home, the sense of belonging. And I love the 3rd card that I pulled is it's the 7 of Pentacles. And so there's this sense of cultivation, the sense of planting roots, growing something. Okay. So that's a lovely message, actually. How are we doing for time? Got time for a couple more. So my voice tarot, your question got missed. Okay, so I'll see if I can find that one. All right, I'm just going to scroll on down, just make sure. Oh, you're so welcome, Elena. Okay, so hello, Queen G and Anna Torres. Alrighty. Sue Lehman, hello. Oh, Sun Lehman, hello. I'll see if I can find that question. Alrighty, and it's so nice to see you guys chatting with each other. All right, so it was, I'm not sure where the question is. So this one, I asked a question that was missed before. So I'll see if I can find you in the chat. My voice tarot. Idle in Wonderland, hello. And I want you to know that, so it's really like the delay in some of the questions and all of that. And I know I've missed also somebody up here at the top. So Queen Dior asked her question quite early on. Okay. So if you repost your question, My Voice Tarot, I will do that as the last question today if you're still here. And then I'm going to go to Queen Dior. And Queen Dior, are you still here? Because this was over an hour ago. So we'll just see if Queen Dior is still here. Excuse me. Alrighty. So My Voice Tarot, can you repost your question, please? Just type it in the chat again. All right. So Queen Dior, how does Mike currently feel about me? What are Mike's intentions? All right. So let's do that. So Queen Dior, just be present for your reading. And I hope you heard some of the things I said to a previous querent. Amy made a really interesting comment I'd love to address after Queen Dior. So yeah, I'm going to address, I see Voice Tarot has your question posted. So I'm going to do Queen Dior. I'm going to, and I'll answer My Voice Tarot, and then Amy has an interesting question, so I'll do that. So yeah. So thank you. Thank you all for being here today. Mike. How does Mike currently feel about you? Is Mike not able to express himself? Getting more kind of throaty stuff. Also want to pull an oracle card. Mike, how does Mike feel about Queen Dior? How does Mike feel about Queen Dior? Okay. Beautiful oracle cards. Beautiful. Invite him for a cup of coffee. Oh, he's another one of these guys, hey? It may not be easy for him to express himself. And he's trying to figure out how he feels about being in a committed relationship. So I've also got the Hanged Man card for you. And I have the Lover's card. So he's taking this seriously. He's definitely taking this seriously. But again, he probably needs a little bit of space. And so if you find yourself like, I need to know right now, like, I want to know the answer, like that kind of energy isn't going to support this. He needs to have space. He needs to have openness. And just be really sweet with your words. Be careful what you say. Be mindful of what you say. Be kind and allow him to have space, because he's definitely giving this relationship due consideration. This, the heart card was the one that jumped up. The healing card was the one that I pulled for you. And so he may be working through some stuff. This seems like a duplicate reading to somebody who asked something earlier. So I don't know if you heard that one. Yeah. So yeah, he's giving the relationship sufficient and serious consideration. So giving him space is the best gift that you can at this point. All right. My Voice Tarot. Yeah, there's always a delay. Always a delay. And sometimes, it's funny, the chat jumps around. Like, what you see on your screen is not what I see on my screen. It's very weird how sometimes things move around. And sometimes comments disappear as well, too. Like when I watch the playback later, I don't know. This whole thing is a mystery. It really is a mystery. Like, think about it. All these like electrons out there in the universe. Does D have any feelings for me? And if so, what kind? You're most welcome, Queen Dior. Does D have feelings for you? All right. So my hair is a mess today, but that has nothing to do with anything. Feelings. Does D have feelings? I got more of this. Like, I've got this hurts right here, right inside arm, elbow. And sometimes I share these things because they might mean something to you, and I might not be picking up on something that's important. So generally speaking, I'm getting similar vibes. This has been kind of like a group reading today. D needs space. D is having a hard time expressing himself. Why is D's right arm sore? Did D break his right arm or her right arm? Is D missing a right arm? Oh, I've turned these cards over, so we'll go this way. No, it's good. It's good. But there's just, D sees this relationship as an opportunity, moving forward with the relationship, growing in the relationship. But there's like, there's this aspect of D, maybe it's an aspect of you as well too, to overthink things. And this is going to be something that the two of you are going to have to work with in this relationship, this overthinking rather than being. And being and learning to be is a practice. It's a practice, but it's there. It's so possible for the both of you. So take your time with this relationship. Take your time. Enjoy the sensual pleasures of the earth. Totally random thing to say. Enjoy the sensual pleasures of the earth. Never said that looking at this card before. Yeah. So D's looking at this relationship long term, but there are issues with the mental chatter. And so that's going to need to be resolved. And so perhaps the medicine of that is to connect to the earth. I love this. I love this Knight of Pentacles in this deck. So connected, so beautiful. So yeah, so overall, I think it looks good, but you guys are going to have issues with the mind. And so one of the ways to deal with the inability to sleep, with the mental chatter, is to get in the garden every day, to go for a bike ride in the woods, to all of those kinds of things, like slow down, plant a garden, that kind of stuff. Alrighty. So I'm going to end today by just commenting on something that Amy said, because I get asked about this a lot. So you've made a few comments. Here's one. It's fascinating to watch how you engage all your senses when you counsel people: the touch, the sound, the feel of the shuffling the cards. Just wondering how that can translate into therapy work. It's a really good question. And then you're interested too in the empathic work. So this question talks about the empath. So I can address that a little bit. And so I'm not going to take any more questions today. The slowing down is really important. So if you are wanting to do this kind of work, if you're working as a therapist, as a counselor, if you're a parent, the slowing down is one of the most important things. To do less and to be more. To learn how to be okay with doing less. And as I have embraced what it is that I do, because I do this every day in some capacity. Sometimes I do hands-on healing as well too. Stay hydrated is one. To listen. And when did this whole feeling things in my body, when did that start? And how do I know I'm connecting with somebody? Because when I sat down to start, I didn't feel any of that. And for those of you so your question was, how can you translate this into healing? So you can translate this into your work as a counselor or a therapist or a nurse by consciously grounding every day, by looking after your physical body, by doing something to clear your head. So clearing your head is really important, clearing your mind. And that might be through breath, that might be through sweat, but we need to clear the mind so that you feel like you're an open vessel. So when I sit down to do this, or if you're on my massage table and we're doing Reiki or something, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm a vessel and everything is moving through me. And what I feel with my hands, what I feel on my skin, what I feel in my internal organs, my feet, I just listen. I listen, and I've learned over time to listen. And so it's practice. It's a matter of practice. And so, for example, right now, there's some weird buzzing going around my right knee. I don't know who that is or what that is, but somebody's calling me to pay attention to that. It can come through your energy body. It can come through your spirit guides. There's also this teaching that when we are in communication one-on-one, that part of your energy body is connecting with my energy body. And so that's why it's important that you're not driving a car or standing up doing public speaking while you're doing this, right? So we are present with one another. So the answer is be present. Be present with your patients. Be present with your clients. Completely present. And if you can't be present, then take a day off, right? So yeah, I know. I don't know if I answered your question, but I'm going to be doing some workshops. And the workshop that I want to get going first is for business people. It's for therapists. It's for counselors. It's for tarot readers. And that is practical tools for for learning to trust and amp up your intuition. Because it's just a practice. We can all do it, whatever field we're in. I'm going to pull a letting go card for you, and then I'm going to sign off. So this is from the beautiful Let Go deck by Akal Pritam, which I shared at the end of the video that I posted yesterday or the day before. Letting go is part of the medicine of the full moon as well, too. So this is your message. Reject any desire to be like others. You are an incomparable, precious jewel. I will read that again. Reject any desire to be like others. You are an incomparable, precious jewel. How beautiful is that? If I were you, I would take that message and just maybe go write it down. That's beautiful. Reject any desire to be like others. You are an incomparable, precious jewel. So thank you for being here today. I'll be back next week. And if you are interested in booking a private session with me, just make sure you give me a little bit of notice. Things are pretty busy these days. So stay well, and I look forward to chatting with you in the near future. Namaste.